Coming to you straight from California, this is... I'm Gary Williams, and Luke Cavan is the editor. Scheduling and interviews by Sarah S.
Be sure to subscribe wherever it is you use.
Alright, so, how's everyone feeling today?
I take all the back roads, try not to get on the freeway too much. Just out for a little ride this morning.
What do you see when you take the back roads?
Just a lot of beautiful scenery, nature,
Anything specific stand out?
just everything. The trees, the road, the fresh air, I just enjoy the freedom, I'm riding one of these things. Beautiful, crisp, sunny morning. Nothing like unwinding and blowing away all the stress that builds up all week. So that's what I do on the weekends. It's my hobby.
What do you do during the week?
I'm a carpenter.
Do you specialize in anything?
Homes, houses, framing houses, yeah. Basically, you can build the whole thing. I've been doing it for 43 years. Kind of semi-retired now. I don't, at my age, slow down a little bit, but I'm still building things.
You've been working for 40 years, roughly.
43.
43.
Exactly, yeah.
What's different about building a house now than, say, maybe
The cost.
30 years ago?
The cost.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what a piece of wood costs now. Well, it's like everything, but wood tripled. It probably, I'd say in the last 5 or 6 years, lumber's tripled in price. Everything, sheetrock, lumber, you name it, roofing. It's just costs you a fortune to build anything now. It costs you a fortune to build a fence, just a redwood fence.
Have you ever built outside of California? Have you ever had on-the-ground experience building in another state?
No, I haven't. I've been here my whole life. Don't travel either. Don't really care to.
Except on the motorcycle.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't go to like Europe or places like that. Which a lot of people like to go. I've been on a cruise. That's about the extent of leaving the state. I went on a 10-day cruise to Mexico about 15 years ago, and I'm good. I've done it.
You came in from Dublin. You're here now in Fremont. What's the plan for the rest of the day now that you've parked?
I'm just sitting here stretching my legs, having something to drink and some peanuts. Had a tamale from inside the store there, and just cruising back. Be back in Dublin in about 40 minutes.
Awesome. I'll leave you to it. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a great day.
Good luck with your podcast.
Thanks. How hard is it?
Scaffold?
Yeah.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, it looks it.
Yeah. It's a little physical. Got to stay in the gym every day. Got to go do the other muscles that you forgot about. But yeah, it's a heavy job.
If
It's all labor. It's about 75% of it is labor. You know what I mean? And that's what I tell a lot of guys. So it's really hard to get help. If you're in the business. I did 20 years in the union. I worked for the union before, and then I kind of branched away and I opened my own company. So. Nobody notices the scaffold. You see this building go up, but nobody knows this temporary platform that's sat outside. It's almost like a chain or whatever you want, a ladder or whatever you want to call it, but nobody's ever noticed it, and we've always wanted to bring it, make it more like you think of an iron worker, right? And you'd be like, iron workers, and they're cool, and they got this big old hand and stuff, and we've always tried to do that with this, because it is dismissive. People just like, scaffold, what is that? I would like you to get up there and try it. You know what I mean? I'm just letting you know.
I'll do it if you let me.
It's very, it moves. So, you know, you got to know your lumbar system's got to work pretty good, you know, and just, you know, make sure that everything's good because you're the one putting it together. You're not the guy actually working on it.
Right.
So when you get to that level, there's nothing there.
Right.
So you're going to have to grab it and put it together. And that's where this part.
By making it safe for others,
Exactly.
you got to be on it when it's not safe. And then you got to, while it's not safe, you got to make it safe.
You got to make it completely safe. That's what our job is. Our job is basically safety.
You don't get to make it safe from the ground. You got to get up on something.
Oh no! You're gonna have to get up there and get safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have to go up, and the higher you go, the more safe you're gonna have to make it. You know what I mean? And then it's like right here, we were gonna put the net, and you get like a debris, you know, for debris, and we cover it up, so you know, out of sight, out of mind, kind of thing, because it is, you know, an ugly view, but it is what it is. But it's gonna make this place nice. Hey, vente a las 9. Deme, textea. Vente a las 10.
Hey, how many people stop you and ask you what you're doing today? 6 zillion?
A few, but a few were more like mad while I was blocking the road.
Oh.
That's a lot of people. The festival. We're almost gonna be done. I got another 2 men coming in. Also, yeah, we're all gonna get it done. Everything's gonna get secured. Okay. Sure? Yeah. It's gonna be done today.
Oh, it's a circle. A circle. Can you see a circle? A circle.
Oh, for sure.
That is a dead end.
That is a dead end?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. Okay.
All the fun stuff is that way.
Okay. We came from all the way from which
Has-
side? Close to Quarry Lakes, actually. Yeah, the Quarry
From
Lakes.
Glory Lakes. And how long did it take you to get here?
5 miles.
I think a little more than 5 minutes.
5 miles.
5 miles, yeah. 5 miles. Yeah, 20 minutes probably, yeah.
Awesome. What do you guys, besides biking, what do you guys do on the weekends?
We usually go for a walk around Quarry Lakes. We have a dog, so we take him around. Other than that, I think the weekends are spent in chores at home.
Yeah.
So this is a welcome change.
You live in Fremont over by Quarry
Yes.
Lakes, you said?
We live near Brookwell, yeah.
What do you guys like to do when you're not going to school and you're not headed to work? Either in the evenings or on the weekends when you're not doing chores.
We like going out to restaurants sometimes.
Do you have a favorite?
Olive Garden, but we don't go there often because it's really expensive.
Any
Yeah.
places that you enjoy?
We like Indian places. I think that's what the kids don't like us because we
I
keep
know
taking them to a lot of Indian eat-outs. Yeah.
What restaurants do you like?
There is a new one called Rameshwaram Cafe. We like that. And this Friday, actually, we went to this downtown Fremont. There are a bunch of food trucks, and there happens to be a new Indian food truck as well. We like
There's
that.
also Chaat Bhavan.
Yeah, Chaat Bhavan too.
What did you see on the way here that caught your interest?
What did we see?
A lot of squirrels.
A lot of squirrels.
mallard ducks, and the water seemed very clear here at this part of town as opposed to closer to Brookwell. So it was actually enjoyable to see this part of Alameda Creek.
I just like seeing people out and about and enjoying themselves and enjoying good food and company. I mean, it just,
Is this not normal?
well, until these 2 restaurants open, I didn't really, you'd see like a couple of people here or whatever. Like, we would bring our dim sum over here, and I love Joyful Dim Sum, but and maybe an occasional person or, a party or 2 from that Japanese place. But I've never seen it this, with this much energy and this many people as I have in the last couple of weeks since both the tea place and the Tasty Hut opened.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just nice. I don't know. I mean, it's just got a good energy to it. I've always liked this outdoor space and felt like it was underutilized to begin with. I mean, there's what? Almost 20 tables out here.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is kind of unusual for this neighborhood because classically the neighborhood here has a tendency to fight against restaurants and a nightlife,
right.
and it's lunchtime, so it's not a nightlife, but
True. True. Well, and I think that that's what also, makes me happy. It's just you can tell there's a need for it, obviously. I mean, even though it may seem, there's been maybe pushback, right, in some ways, there clearly is a need. I feel like I see people, definitely local, these are local people here, right? This is not just people driving down Mission Boulevard. Oh, I think I'll stop and eat here. These are people utilizing the shopping center for other purposes, maybe to go to the tutoring place or the kung fu, the test prep.
And there's like a lot of bicycle parking for the kids, for anybody.
Right, it's very accessible, and it also feels very safe because there's a lot of, it's a small parking lot and it's tucked away, and it's not like you have to worry about, dealing with cars and traffic.
Do you get this vibe anywhere else in Fremont?
To this level, no. I've always really liked this space. I've always felt, even especially during COVID, right, where you were seeking places to eat outside. But maybe in Niles a little bit, but no more. This would be it, I would think. Okay. Did you want to go get yourself a straw?
It's interesting that now that people are here, a lot of the things that work for pedestrians are getting utilized. Like this alleyway is a lovely, clean alleyway. And just nobody ever used it ever, because why? And now people use it all the time as a safe, clean, pleasant alleyway that gets you from one side of the building to the other without having to drive.
No, that's a good point. I mean, I didn't even really, I kind of knew it was there, but I forgot. But it was cool to see people just walking there right now, just exploring, looking around. I mean, the shopping center has always had some potential, and I'm just glad to see it. Oh, food is here.
I have been saying sorry to bother so much, it just came out sorry to bother. I literally said sorry to bother. I mean, I know what a sorry is, not know how to debother.
How long does it take to clean up after each farmer's market? Like, how long are you guys here after it's done?
Usually an hour to an hour and a half. Try to be an hour.
What's the hardest part about the breakdown?
I don't know.
For me, I've had this market, for example, takes a much longer close down. I think one of the reasons for that is because some of the vendors want to stay. They want to get those last minute sales. They kind of take their time, wait for those last minute shoppers to make their last minute sales. But I have markets that are, especially in the afternoon, it'll be like closing at 7 and it gets dark later in the evenings nowadays. And so the quickest I've had, like, everyone go and leave and the market is clean, 45 minutes. And if it's the weather's bad or it's dark, people can clean up really quickly and it makes it a lot easier. But here, people really take their time. They don't have markets tomorrow, so they're trying to get rid of the produce that was picked this morning or last night before it goes bad in a few days. So this market is unique in that sense versus other markets might take 30 to 45 minutes.
4块1把，4块1把，4蚊雞1把喎。
What's your favorite food?
So you don't get to pitch your candidate,
Okay.
okay? Without telling me who you're working for, tell me why each of you wanted to spend your time doing this.
I came out doing this for this candidate because I want to be more civically engaged, and I want to be able to help out members in the community by advocating for a candidate that I think is someone who is very community oriented. And because of that, I, as a member of the youth, I want to just make sure that I exercise my right as a citizen of the United States. And by doing this, by walking out, by talking to people, I'm not only building my own personal portfolio, I'm also just being someone in the community that I live in.
I just wanted to come out here to connect with my community and talk to others and see what they think of what needs to be improved upon or what they think is going good and what they really want to see in the future with their community. And being able to connect with everybody is really helpful in learning on how to be an advocate for yourself and as well as people that you surround yourself with. And I think that's really important, so that's why we're here today.
What research did you do before you picked this candidate? Without telling me who it is, but what research did you do that said, oh, that's that one?
Absolutely. So I looked on his own website, obviously, but I'm not going to take sources just from the candidate himself. So I looked at his opponents, I looked at unbiased news sources as well. I really wanted to get an overall, well-rounded feel for what he actually does. So now, as an informed, I'm not a voter yet, but as an informed volunteer, I know his policies that I like, his policies that I don't like, and his policies that I'm neutral on. And I feel that makes me a really good volunteer and a really good member of the community as well, because I am able to speak up for the change that I want to see. And if I see a policy of his that I don't like, I can go directly to him. I can talk about it. We can have a discussion. I can see where he's coming from. He can see where I'm coming from. And so, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to make sure that the candidate I'm picking is approachable, they're ready for change, and in addition to your original question, I really want the youth to know that they have a voice. I feel like it's a really common misconception that if you're a youth, you don't really have a say in anything, and I want people to know that they do have a voice. The youth can make a difference in local politics and nationwide politics as well, but specific to local politics, I really want the youth to know that they have a voice and they can speak up and they can create change in their own communities.
If it were not an election year, and this that you are doing is not an option, what would you be doing on a Saturday to help your community, if anything? Or would you just be having a nice time on a Saturday?
Yeah, so I'm actually currently here entering, and I think it's really important for students to get involved even in their city when it's not election year. So that means getting involved with city council and volunteering in different places. I think volunteering is especially important, especially at your local library or places that maybe are not necessarily community centers, but you can turn into community centers. And I think that's incredibly important for students and youth to be involved in government and local government and seeing who you can kind of participate with, who you can learn from, who you can speak to, and share your voice. Even if it's necessarily not an election year, I think it's still impactful later on.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.
This is the Fremont podcast.
That is correct. This is why we can't record in the Ardenwood neighborhoods. This is not my equipment. Oh, it hurts my ears. Morning. Good, how are you? We see you here all the time. I was just curious, how long does it take you to set up in the morning?
45 minutes.
Yeah?
Yeah, everything. Then the oven's gonna take 90 minutes. You're getting warmer up be ready for making pizza. And the dough is gonna be ready in like 5 minutes. The pizza is gonna be ready in 5 minutes. After the oven is 500 degrees.
What time do you like wake up and get out here?
Like 5:30.
Where'd you get the oven?
It's custom made. My wife and me design it, and somebody else do for us.
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
everything.
That's awesome. Good luck today.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Yeah, you too. There is a little section of sidewalk that I always have to go past that's by these trees that let off the worst sticky sap, and it basically makes this section of sidewalk like impassable unless you want to have sticky shoes for the rest of the day, and it's all clean.
You want to know? Born and raised here 57 years.
How are you?
Charlie.
Andrew.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it
Cool,
going?
I like that, man.
Thanks. How are you today? What you up to today?
I'm up to just relaxing today. I work on the weekends, weekdays. Today's my day off. Been here 57 years. Mom and Dad been here since the 40s. And I got 6 sisters, 9 brothers.
Tell me something that's changed, not from the beginning to the end, but like in the last 10 years.
Bars. Bars. There used to be a lot of bars. A lot of bars because Mr. Clay was down there. So they used to build the bricks down in Schillings Park. So they had the factory down there. So the guys would come up and tear up the bars and then go home. Because my dad used to bounce from there, come Derby Club, Niles Club, keep going on this way, hit all these bars up. Now Devil's Workshop, I work for Devil's Workshop. I maintain the area in the back there, all the studios back there, and all the storages.
What do you mean?
You're on your day off.
Yeah.
What you're sitting here, but what else do you do to relax?
Oh, what else to do to relax? Good question. I build bikes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I build bikes.
What kind of bikes?
Anything, I build whatever you want.
Sweet.
Everybody gives me bikes like, can you rebuild this? I'm like, yeah. They're like, well, sure, take it. I'm like, really? And they're like, yeah, take it. I'm like, cool. I rebuild it. And I'm like, you sure? They're like, dude, I want it out of my garage. I want it out of my shed. My wife don't want it there no more.
That's awesome. Have you been to the bike shop?
Yeah. They're cool. Am I going to be on the...
You will be on the Fremont podcast.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on, bro.
Cool. Thank you.
Hey.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, come see me anytime, man. I'll let you know the info.
Awesome.
Maybe you'll catch me.
Awesome.
Hey, thanks, man. Later, man.
See ya.
This is a Muggins Media podcast.